Hey everybody, it's me, Steve Schnee, and you are watching the CD Junkie. On this episode of the CD Junkie, I'm going to tell you my 10 favorite CHRIS REA songs. You know, here in the US, CHRIS REA really didn't have that much of an impact, although he still has a fan base. He had a hit single with Fool If You Think It's Over back in 1978. And he also in 1988 released an album called New Light Through Old Windows. That was him sort of, he had a hot band at the time he had been touring with, and they had come up with new arrangements for some of his older songs, the stuff that came between, 78, 80 to 87 or so. And the new arrangements on a lot of those songs I felt were even better. And then Driving Home for Christmas has also become a favorite here in the U.S. It really didn't catch on until maybe the last decade or so, but it's a wonderful Christmas song. And some people may go, Schnee, you like CHRIS REA? He's a blues artist for the most part. And everybody knows that I'm not a fan of the blues, but there are exceptions. Now, CHRIS REA is an exceptional blues guitar player, and it's interesting, because the blues is what inspired him to pick up a guitar and start playing at the age of 21. But a lot of his stuff that he recorded was blues-infused pop or rock, and so throughout a lot of his career, there's a lot of great pop moments. Oh my, these just knows a way with chord changes, and he's got this sort of gruff vocal and but just great songs, great playing. And he put out a bunch of albums in the UK and Europe, etc. Here in the US, he was putting out the albums, but they weren't catching on, except for the first album with Fool If You Think It's Over, and then New Light Through Old Windows. Road to Hell album came out, was like one of his biggest albums ever. And that's still what he's known for. It's here in the U.S. we're going, oh, fool if you think it's over, but, across Europe and probably the rest of the world, they're going like, whoa, Road to Hell, that's one heck of an album. And he's an amazing artist, but somewhere down the lines of his career, I'd say somewhere in the 90s, he moved away from commercial rock and just focused on the blues. And through his career, he put out a slew of blues albums, but he also dabbled a little bit into electronic, especially for like The Road to Hell Part 2 and King of the Beach. And he tackled everything so perfectly. He just had that, he's definitely CHRIS REA. He has a certain sound, but he likes to explore. He's adventurous. He likes to do different things with his music. I really love his pop stuff. I'm a pop kid. I love hooks. I love melodies. I also think he's extremely talented as a blues musician, as a guitar player. He's just an amazing artist. He's been doing this for 40-something years. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to show you his CDs. I mean, if you only know him from a few songs or a few albums, you're going to be surprised at just how much is available. In fact, of all these titles I'm going to tell you about, there's even 4 box sets. He put out this amazing collection of music, and you need to really pick and choose what you want to do. There's some great compilations out there as well. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to show you my CHRIS REA CD collection, and then after that I'll be back to present to you my 10 favorite CHRIS REA songs. So give this a look, and I'll see you on the other side. His debut album, Whatever Happened to Benny Santini, was released in 1978. That's the album with Fool If You Think It's Over. His next album, Deltics, came out in 1979. Tennis was 1980. And the self-titled album came out in 1981. 1983 gave us the album Water Sign. And 1984, Wired to the Moon. Shamrock Diaries came out in 1985, and this is the 2 CD expanded edition with a bonus disc full of great bonus tracks. And On the Beach is the original version of that song on this album. This is expanded 2 CD version, tons of bonus tracks. Dancing with Strangers, 1987. This also bonus disc with tons of bonus tracks. And A New Light Through Old Windows. This was also released with fewer tracks on Geffen Records, but this is the full version that has Driving Home for Christmas on it. If anything, that's just a great gateway album. Another great gateway album is The Road to Hell, probably his most popular album. That's the expanded 2 CD edition. And here is Auberge from 1991, and this is the expanded 2 CD edition. God's Great Banana Skin, great album. I don't think this was released in the U.S., but then in 93, out came Espresso Logic, and it actually did come out in the U.S. as well, but it was a slightly different track listing, slightly different cover, and slightly different back cover there. And then came the soundtrack to La Passione in 1996, and this contains a couple CDs, DVDs, and just a really beautiful book. Lots of photos there. And this is the first in a series of 4 box sets that weren't necessarily compilations. This is sort of a release on its own, soundtrack plus DVDs. And then came, this is an album called The Blue Cafe, followed by The Road to Hell, Part 2, and that came out in 1999. King of the Beach, this and Road to Hell Part 2 were more electronic music, or electronica a little bit. And then out came Stony Road. This is an album from 2002, the first album, I believe, on his own label called Jazzy Blue. There's also a version called Dancing Down the Stony Road, which is pretty much the same album, different packaging, different titles. But, of course, I need to own both of them because there's always going to be a difference that I don't know right off the hat there. Blue Street came out in 2003. This is when he's going back into the blues, of course. Hofner Blue Notes came out in 2003. Then there is the Blue Jukebox from 2004. He's very prolific at this time, especially this. This is a new album. This isn't a collection. This is a new album that came out in 2005 called Blue Guitars. It's 11 CDs and a DVD, and this wonderful book full of his art and lyrics and stuff. The CDs themselves are actually takes you through a journey through the different styles of the blues. So they're all focused on one particular style, like, I don't know, Louisiana blues or acoustic blues or, whatever. But it's a new album that's 11 CDs and a DVD. His next release was The Return of the Fabulous Hofner Blue Notes. And that the wear on the album cover is fake. It's supposed to look like a 60s album. Speaking of albums, it does have 2 10-inch vinyls. This is an album focusing on a fake band, and the booklet features the history of the band. There's a total of 3 CDs, and it takes you through the history of that band as well. And of course, like I said, it's basically Chris Rea and some of his fine musician friends, and they are sort of playing this old 60s blues band. And the first album is all like 60s instrumental type things, and the other 2 CDs are blues rock, and that is really a fascinating release there. There's all the music there and a picture of the set. Really, talk about a prolific artist. He's so prolific that his next release was also a box set. Santo Spirito Blues came out in 2011, and this contains 2 movies and the soundtracks to those movies and the Santo Spirito Blues CD. So there's a total of 3 CDs and 2 DVDs. The middle there has the 3rd CD there. So that was 3 box sets in a row. So he did put out a single disc called Road Songs for Lovers in 2017. And that's, basically blues song collection. Now here's some compilations here. This Blue Guitars 2 CD set is sort of a distillation of that 11 CD box set. This Very Best Of is a nice 1 disc collection. And this Still So Far to Go, the best of Chris Rea, has a couple new songs and a good career overview. And this One Fine Day is a collection of rare or unreleased early recordings All the songs from that CD can be found on this 3 CD set called Era 1, and this contains all the early A and B sides and rarities and great collection. And that's it. Well, those are my Chris Rea CDs. I know I'm probably missing quite a few, especially several compilations. Not sure if there's that many live albums out, but you know, the only time I really go out and buy a live album is if the versions are so radically different than the studio versions, or if there's, a couple studio tracks that you can only find there. That's the kind of live album I buy. But now what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you my 10 favorite Chris Rea songs, and these are going to be in order from 10 to 1. And this will also, if you've never heard Chris Rea, if you're not familiar with him, you will get an idea of what he sounds like. Also, a couple of songs he's recorded a couple times. So like, Fool If You Think It's Over off the 1978 album. And then he re-recorded it for New Light Through Old Windows. I couldn't decide which one I preferred, so I just extended the little snippet a little bit further so you get to hear whichever version you prefer, and then you can choose which version you want to try to track down. Let me stop talking, and here are my 10 favorite songs by Chris Rea.
Look ahead, there's nothing but blue sky. Kiss the rain and laugh as it goes by. Learn to smile while everyone else cries. Sing this song all summer long. She needs your love, she needs it every day. But speak of love, see her laugh and run away. Julia, which way will you go? Julia, I wanna know. Josephine, I'll send you all my love. Josephine, I'll send you all my love. and it's been so long. But I will be there. I sing this song to pass the time away, driving in my car, driving home for Christmas. It's gonna take some time.
Well, that's it. I hope this encourages you to check out the music of CHRIS REA. I really appreciate you taking the time to watch this video. Remember to like, comment, share, subscribe, to ring that bell for future notifications. And until the next time, remember me. I'm Steve Schnee, the CD Junkie.